Now I hope like everybody gets the book. It's on Amazon. We'll put a link for your book too. But I love how you really, it was channeled through you, and the divine author, that's how you called him, right? Show you this land and this mystical journey. Now I'm gonna read it again now with that awareness, because I think it's gonna take me to different places. And so the book I really recommend to everyone to get a copy of. It's an incredible mystical, and I will say magical journey. Actually, it has a lot of humor too. Dr. David, it's so humorous, and it's so there's tears, there's laughter, there's all that you will go through in a human journey, a heroic, triumphant, heroic journey. And it's super mystical journey. So it starts with chapter one, empty the feelings inside. It takes you to the city that sometimes sleeps. There's the bright golden haze, and then you arrive to the forest. And you gotta read it, because after the forest, it's like, whoa, you meet the elder, the scarlet macaw, there's a sacred surgery. It's so incredible, the journey. So tell me a little bit. I don't know how much you can tell us without spoiling, everything. But let's just speak about the chapter four, the forest. That touched me so much. But what happened when you were writing this chapter?
Well, what happens is I'm able to visualize the scene. So I see it happening, and then I type it. It's very visual experience. It's also very feeling. I feel it. I see it. I smell it. I taste it. I can touch it. I can hear what's happening in the forest. And when the main character is walking through these ancient, they're called Hyperion trees, which are actually the trees of the redwood forest. They're the tallest trees in the world. He gets all turned around and twisted. He loses all sense of direction. And he has a panic feeling coming up through his feet from the ground. And then he hears this voice to calm down and to practice the ancient breathing technique to calm down. And when that happens, he's able to continue on and find a spot to sit on a large rock and at a large lake. And surrounding the lake are all of these large stones that are connected to one of these tall trees. So he climbs up on there and sits up against the tree and begins to meditate and listens to the voice of the forest and the voice of the tree and the sound of the wind coming through the trees, blowing through the leaves, being able to smell and to listen to what the forest is saying. And in the meditation, he hears footsteps crunching on the dry leaves, and he meets the first of many characters to help him through this journey.
Wow, it's so incredible, and what follows after, and the elder meeting. So, and this is your first book. Tell us a little bit about this, and then before we close the this episode of this podcast, which I'm absolutely, if you allow us, I would love to invite you to bring the next book, and the next book to share it with our audience. But so Train of Transformation is the first book of a series of how many books? Do you know how many the divine author has written? Do you know what's the magic that is going to unfold?
Well, it's possible that there's between 7 to 9 books in this series.
Wow.
And I want everybody to know that when I sat down to write this book, in a week and a half, 3 books came out. So in a week and a half, I wrote the trilogy. Although it was very rough, Yvonne, at being a writer, the first
Yes.
draft I came out with the first draft of 3 books in a week and a half in the trilogy. And then, so book number 2 and book number 3 are also complete. And we're just spacing them out to put them out at a certain period of time. And then recently, so they go through this revision. So they revision themselves. During the revision process, the books are revisioning themselves, rebirthing themselves, rewriting themselves, remanifesting themselves. And recently, when I was on a trip to go to speak at a conference, I was finishing up it's called the decoration and the polishing phase of the third book. And the book stopped itself and it wanted to end at a certain point to carry on into the fourth book. So now I'm on the fourth one, and we're going to have some workshops and seminars. The first one is called The 5 Flags of Transformation. It's a weekend program
Ah,
where, yeah, the 5 flags, where I'm going to bring people through the lessons on forgiveness, love, acceptance,
mm,
gratitude, and surrender.
mm.
And then another workshop is called Dharmatology, rediscovering the life you were meant to live, helping people rediscover their purpose, their life purpose.
I love that name, Dharmatology. Ooh, I'm a lover of words and the alchemy that one can create with words. I think this is one of the best I've heard. You know?
Oh,
Wow,
thank
that's
you.
so exciting for your offerings, for the sacred portals that this book and this divine author is authoring through that divine soul that is you, David. So we're arriving to the end of the podcast today, but obviously, we want to keep inviting you. This is your home, spirituality now is your home whenever you want to come back. And it's an honor for us to have you. It's an honor for us to share your wisdom and for people to feel the frequency. You really have like the pulse of the now, right? Like very similar to Eckhart Tolle, which I've seen that you've been in conferences with him in Zooms. We were all like so excited. The BYLR family, where we were all talking behind the scenes, like, did you see Dr. David and Eckhart Tolle together? Anyways, but just to complete this podcast, remember everyone, you can buy his book, Train of Transformation, and Amazon, all online retainers, and we'll make sure retailers, we'll make sure to put the link. But before we go, David, would you grant us the blessing to give a blessing to the audience today?
Oh, thank you. So I do bless each and every one of you with health, happiness, joy, inspiration, and that you go within yourself and rediscover all of the seeds of greatness and magnificence that's inside of you. It has not left you, it's still there. And there's also a treasure chest within you. You have the key. All you have to do is close your eyes, look deep into your soul or solar plexus, stick the key into the lock, turn it, open up the treasure chest, and you'll be so happy to see everything that's inside of you. All you have to do is look. I wish you the best on this journey, and I hope to see you and be with you again soon. Thank you so much, Yvonne, for this
Oh,
opportunity.
thank you. Thank you so much. And I really look forward to see you live. And maybe I'll join the dermatology. That I'm like, it just, my whole spirit, my whole body went like, what? Thank you for the blessing. Thank you for the frequency. You always elevate anyone that is around you, David. And give a big hug to your beautiful dog that we all love. We all love, and to your children. Thank you. And everyone else, thank you so much for your time. Remember that we are a philanthropic podcast that is sponsored by one of my companies, De La Flor Teachings International, and produced by Authority Syndication Media, which is a company really focused on producing high conscious content to deliver to the world right now, which is more needed than ever before. So we're still philanthropic. The reason why we did it, remember, is because we didn't want to add commercials and stuff, just to serve you all by delivering messages like this incredible soul, like Dr. David Scheiner. So thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Un beso, namaste, and adios. Thank you for listening to the Spirituality Now podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and share us with a friend. To learn more about how to live more present in the moment and take your faith into action, visit thelaflorteachings.com/faith to access the free training of 21 Days of Faith in Action today.